Hello and welcome to another episode of Beartrapts Ranked Adventure. Today we have myself playing Rengar, we have Star Wars Mike playing Ashe, and we have madmido playing Galio. The enemy team consists of a Wukong, a Annie, and a Gangplank. Sorry about that, I forgot what Annie was because I rarely see her. Um, Anyway, so this is another threes match under the Dire Wolves team that we were trying to get the 5 Qs in order to rank the team. And it's a short match, and it's a very strange match because in this match we have a ton of roaming. Here we try and go for a three-man gank, as always. Normally, our team will always try and go for a three-man gank, and so does the other team. A lot of it is positioning, but the other part is also luck and patience. Um, I don't quite remember if we actually got a kill here, but this enemy team was a very interesting team to play against because they focused very hard on switching their switching their positions in order to keep us off balance. Um, I had a pretty hard time adjusting to that. I'm not gonna beat you over the head with the "I'm not a pro player" thing, but a lane switch kind of tossed me around a little bit. But here we are. We were going. I was actually considering going AP Rengar for this and letting Mido go an AD character like Darius or Jax because he likes Darius and Jax. But he decided he wanted to go Galio, who is surprisingly strong on this map. But anyway, as you can see, nothing's really happening here. Uh, we just got vision of them, and we were trying to decide if we were going to go all behind them and try and kill them. Uh, Here, Galio pokes out, I poke out, and we try to ambush him from behind. That's the patience. I mean, it doesn't really work out too well because um, they kind of get a lead on experience. But now we're behind them, and they're in front of our tower, so they pushed all the way up. And Annie burns her flash there, so now she no longer has an escape. But I'm playing Rengar, and I get the exhaust, and we pick up a kill here. I get first blood. Even if she had kept running, I did have my passive to jump to her, so she was going to die there regardless. Now the mentality was we have to make sure that Mido is in the lane with Annie because that allows him to be anti-mage. Um, it's a little harder in threes because we didn't know what lane everyone's going to be in. Here I underestimate level 2 Wukong, and I take a good chunk of damage, and I really, I just need to CS and not get caught. But that's easier said than done, I guess. Again, I really underestimate his damage output at this level. Um, yeah, and here comes Gangplank. Here comes Gangplank, and it turns into a kind of an issue. And yeah, it's pretty sure. No, he doesn't dive me here. I know he does kill me. Yeah, he does dive me. Yeah, and I die here. I almost had enough time to pop my W and try and heal, but it didn't quite work out as well as I would have hoped. But we do get the matchup that we wanted down below with Mido and Annie, because Galio is just a really strong counter to any AP champion because Galio gets ability power for magic resist. Um, and Annie picked up a Doran's ring. Wukong already has Berserker Greaves. Gangplank building crit plank has the glove and 2 pots and regular boots. Here's the problem with Galio though. He's kind of made a paper against people who aren't mages, and Wukong picks up another kill because Mike is up here with me. Not necessarily the best outcome for that, but yeah. What is good is though Mike actually plays a lot of Gangplank, so he kind of knew what to expect. even though he does take a lot of damage here. I basically come in here just to avoid them, avoid Gangplank from just walking into Mike, and I pay for it, and I die, um, which kind of sucks because that's a kill with 2 assists for them, and Mike is Mike dies anyway, which is just it's sad. So we're down 4-1 right now, and we took a lot of damage there. Uh, as far as the creeps and the as far as the creep count and gold, Mido chases to try and catch a kill. He gets ignited. He does pick up Gangplank, and Wukong kills him. So this Wukong is 3-0 right now. He's definitely sitting pretty. Uh, Pick up a Doran's Blade because I feel really behind. I only have 8 CS. Wukong has 8 too, but he's also got 3 kills. I like I said, we're all over the map in this game. Like there's no real laning phase, which is rare. I mean, I have not played that many threes in rank that didn't have a laning phase. I think this was the first one that didn't. This is one of the older games because we played a few other ones. I gotta put another. I gotta record another one today and put that up as well. Uh, so I go back up top because we figure that it'd be better if me and Mike do the duo lane and Mido does the solo lane. And Mike has boots now, so he's not as immobile. All that Mido has is his magic resist boots, which if he's laning against Annie, you're fine because that just gives him AP on top of it. Wukong still hasn't gone back. As you can see, Galio is just a really rough matchup for Annie, at least the way Mido's playing him. And we just kind of flush these guys. And he's getting beat up so bad that Gangplank goes back to bottom. And we asked Mido if we wanted to send somebody down there, and he goes, "No, don't send anybody, because they want to just roam. Because if they roam, they'll win." Here, Wukong dives into the bush. I want to dive him really badly. He chases me into the bush because he's a little fed, but he doesn't have any items outside of the boots, and I have a Doran's blade, so he ends up losing his life there. Just a cocky play by him that ends up killing him. I don't know what he was thinking. I think that was a bad move on his part. But he does get to go back, which is nice. Gangplank ults us off the tower, which I guess is good. And they reckon we're in the jungle, which is fine because they go up through the jungle, and I think they're gonna try and dive onto us here because they know Mido's in the bot lane because they can see him. Uh, Pretty sure we weren't aware that Wukong was there. Yeah, Wukong still only has boots. I think he was saving for an eye edge or something, which is fine, I guess, if you want to sit on gold for that big item, especially if your team is cohesive enough to win at low levels. He's only 3-1 right now, so he certainly is. He certainly isn't hurting for gold. Um, as far as CS goes, we're actually beating them in CS quite handily. There, I can't quite see. I think. No, I didn't ward it. I have a ward for Dragon, but I didn't ward it. I'm up trying to jungle and catch up and keep my CS high. Uh, these wraiths though nearly killed me because I'm bad at this game. But while that's going on, Mike picks up a kill, and then they start chasing Annie. And stupidly, with no health, I choose to go in as well. And Gangplank ignites me, which is kind of painful. But my ult gives me the ability to catch up to him and kill him, as well as it brings Annie back because Annie figures, oh, they're right there. Though Tibbers does shield her from that volley. she does take a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure they pick her up here. Um, yeah, Mike picks her up, which is I just find that funny that they all really wanted that kill so bad that they decided to dive onto us. Here, I guess Gangplank figured that Mido would be in the second bush, not the first one, so he ults, but he doesn't get him. We're still ahead, kind of, in CS as far as cumulative CS goes. This Annie is having a bad day. Here, I'm trying to jungle still, cause their Wukong is level 8, and I'm still level 7. Uh, though he wasn't really my lane because you don't really none of us really had lane partners because everybody really started moving around. Annie only has 6 CS. I mean, I guess she's having a really hard time farming because of the fact that they're roaming so much. Whereas Galio has 18, but he's not dying as much, so it's not that big of a deal. Here, Gangplank gets caught out. I was in the jungle, so I kind of intercept him, and then a good Ashe arrow keeps him still, and Mike picks up another kill there. And Gangplank actually says something pretty funny. He's like, "Yep, why wouldn't you be there?" I guess he was making a reference to the fact that Ranga is a jungler, so why wouldn't he be? I don't know, but it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the little joke he made. Uh, Wukong is being pushed back a little bit. He's still all he has is boots right now. I picked up my tooth because the tooth is a good item to have in threes because while it won't stack as fast as possible in fives, it's still just a good. Its AD per level is really high, so you always want to just have that on you. I also picked up a health crystal because health crystals are important. Here, Mike is really poking them down at their tower, and we wanted them to come in and get us really bad. And we thought Gangplank's ult gives vision, and we realized that it didn't. So we walked back into the bush, hoping they would chase us. Uh, nothing really happens though. So we kind of say, okay, well we can try and get this tower, or we can try and get Dragon. So what ends up happening is we clear up to try and get the tower. I go jungle a little bit more. Uh, Minnow holds bot, just pressures Annie. She only has 9 CS right now. Minnow has 30. So a minute ago when we talked about CS, Minnow only had 15. So yeah, it's definitely a big shift in CS. Now we're handily winning because I'm at 34. Middle's at 33. Mike is at 39. Their Gangplank's at 36, their Annie's at 9, and their Wukong is at 49. And while their Wukong is farming very effectively, their Annie isn't farming at all. She's 20 CS behind, and she's died 2 times, has no kills, and only 2 assists. Uh, I mean, their Gangplank is starting to work into some items. He's got his boots, and it looks like he's working into trying to get an eye edge. Obviously, Wukong has a BS sword now and a crit cloak, so that's what he's going. So he's not going to be a defensive threat. He's not going to be a tank. Their Gangplank isn't building to be a tank, and their Annie can barely build anything. So it's becoming more and more problematic for them. Here, we kill his turret and they chase Mike in, and I turn around to take the focus off of my teammate. I ult to give myself a little bit of space. We turn around and we just try and keep them interested in a conflict because here comes Mido with his ult, and his ult just allows Mike to just bury into them, and we kill both of them for my death, which is absolutely wonderful. Uh, as far as a situation, I will take a 2-for-1 on a 3v3 map any day. Um, Galio's ult on threes is kind of scary. That AOE taunt. Um, Right now, Galio has a chalice and his magic resist boots. I pick up a Kindle gem because usually I build into Spirit's Visage because I like the magic resist, the health, the cooldown reduction. I just like that item all around. Um, I built Tabby because their damage is coming from Wukong and Gangplank. It's not coming from Annie, so I didn't need a magic resist boots. Also, I pick up a blade because I'm gonna build a brutalizer. I'm gonna need to amend the Rengar guide here in a few days because since the whole Rengar upward slope is done, the people randomly playing him and not knowing how to play him is finished pretty much. Not only that, but for me playing him myself, I've picked up quite a bit on how to play him. Here, Wukong chases me a little too far. Uh, another good Ashe arrow turns into a set of kills for us and an ace. Um, Wukong chased me a little too far there. When Gangplank died, he probably should have just run. And because the Annie can't really do anything, she has no items because she only has 16 fab. And she just picked up a Magi Soul Stealer for some reason. I don't know much about AP, so I don't really know if that's a good buy or not. But I do know that that went relatively poorly for them. So we figure we can push out, and Mido says he's just gonna tank the turret and the Gangplank ult, and we start doing a little bit of damage to the turret. Uh, with a good heal from Mike. Mike likes to pick up heal on threes, which admittedly isn't a bad choice. We're able to zero that turret, and then we start to run because we don't want to get caught. Uh, Mido has no mana, Mike has no mana, and I have no health. So it's probably better if we just get out of there. Right now the score is 12-7. We're up about 4K in gold, and we have 2 towers. So, and we're just slaughtering them in farm. While their Wukong again is farming very effectively. He's really not uh, he's really not carrying them well because he could be building bruiserish and then he'd be very difficult to kill, and that would probably serve better than what he's doing. Here, Mido says, "I have ult. Let's go." And we chase him in. An Ashe arrow works really well to keep him still. There's the ult from him. I'm able to kill the Wukong with one empowered Q because it's just he has no health. He's not building bruisery. He's just building straight damage. It's just like the Gangplank who has a Phantom Dancer and an Avarice Blade now. So they really don't have a. They don't have a. They not only do they not have a tank, but they don't have a bruiser. They don't have a off tank either, which really hurts them in the long run. I think on threes the best bet is to either build fully tanky or at least have one relatively tanky person. In this case, we had a mage tank and we have the off tank in me, so we're able to be relatively tanky. Not only that, but we have the speed boost from him, and we have Ashe's slows. So it's always really cool that we're able to get out of a bad engage if we absolutely need to, because they don't have a hot engage. They have the Gangplank ult and they have the Wukong spin, but Wukong is paper thin, so he can't really spin into us with any idea that he's gonna live, because he knows if he does, he'll more than likely die. Uh, so we go back to finish up items. I pick up a brutalizer. I build the Kino Gem into Spirit's Visage. Uh, Mike finishes his eye edge, and he starts building the Zeal. And I don't know what Mido's building. I'm assuming he's just building more magic resistant health to be more mage tanky. Here they want to take this tower, but we actually get back in time to sort of keep that from happening, or at least try to keep it from happening. Uh, right now, Mido's ult is up, my ult is up, and Mike's ult is up. So right now we feel our engage power is very high because I not only can I stalk onto them, but we also have the AOE taunt and we have the AOE slow stun. we pick up the dragon buff here, which is, I mean, I would say that the dragon buff is equivalent to Baron on the fives map. And here they just walk into us. I use my ult so they can't easily target me, and we zero them very quickly. Each one of us picks up a kill there. Mike goes legendary. It's a very clean ace. Uh, it's really kind of a bad play on their part to walk into a blind bush knowing dragon is gone and just assuming that we were low. Uh, my ult showed them coming from a mile away as well, so it's a wonderful scouting tool if you know you're about to get engaged on, and it protects you if you don't really want to get focused down, and it that directly into the Galio ult was just over. Here we take the inhib, and we were we were instructed to escape by Mido, who is our team captain on Space People. Technically, I'm the team captain on Dire Wolves, but I really let him call the plays because he's such an experienced player that he really knows what he's doing. Um, a lot of the reason why Mike is so fed right now is because Mido is putting us in positions where we can handle it. I mean, their early game was really good. Their Wukong at a point was 3-0, and they were roaming effectively, but their Annie just never really settled into a farming ability, and she's only at 20 farm right now. I'm at 67. Galio's at 71, and Mike is at 58. Um, Here, I don't know what Gangplank is doing. He has an Oracles to clear wards, which means he can also see me if I ult, which isn't necessarily a good thing. But he sees me. He knows Galio's underneath me, and he really doesn't want to fight me here. To be honest, I don't want to get crit. Here he flashes, but now it's another heads-on engage, and everybody's ult is up again, so it's not necessarily a good engage for them. Smartly, they start to run, and he tries to burst me. I'm chasing Gangplank here because I told my team I'd catch him, and I kill Gangplank, and they kill Wukong, and then Annie is she's gonna die here. It's gonna happen. It just depends on when it happens. I pop my ult, I dive onto her, um, and then she just walks into face first into a volley. If Mike had not been there, she would have died to a empowered savagery anyway, so it didn't really matter. And of course here, uh, Gangplank is a little upset, and I don't really understand why he's be upset if he's blaming the Annie. Like, and if that's somebody on your rank team, that means you know that person. So why would you badmouth him? And he gets upset that Mido asked why they were ranked, and just a little butt hurt there. I thought this was a pretty fun game because of the way it started and us being so far behind. But our team comp worked pretty well, and we were able to fill our roles pretty well versus a team that decided to build full damage and try and snowball, which is a good strategy, I guess, but it didn't quite work out here. Either way, I have a couple more ranked games I'm going to be recording today and hopefully putting up. So have a good time. I hope you enjoyed the episode. You can check out some more of my stuff. I'm still always looking for more people to play with, so if you drop me a message on YouTube or go to my Tumblr, which is also named Beartrapts, you can shoot me an ask. Even if you're Anon, just drop your summoner name and I will definitely add you. Either way, have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next episode.